Welcome to our channel. Before we get started, please consider liking and subscribing so we can bring more stories like this to you.
Jason Statham sat alone in a dimly lit bar, the hum of muted conversations surrounding him like a distant echo. His rugged exterior, marked by years of adversity, betrayed little emotion. Yet, beneath the surface lay a storm of memories, especially of her. They had once been inseparable, two forces against the darkness that loomed over the world. She was a fearless journalist, always chasing the next big story, while he had been her steadfast protector, ready to face any danger for her safety. Years had passed since their paths diverged, leaving an emptiness in his life that no amount of adrenaline-fueled missions could fill. Just as he began to accept her absence, a message shattered his fragile peace. She had been kidnapped by a notorious kingpin. The fire ignited within him, compelling him to take up arms once more. Not just as a guardian, but as a man driven by loyalty and love, ready to wage war against those who threatened everything he held dear. Memories flooded Jason's mind. He was transported back to the days when they were a formidable team. He recalled their first encounter in a bustling city, where she fearlessly pursued a lead on organized crime, and he had intervened just in time to save her from an impending threat. Their bond grew stronger through a series of adventures, sneaking into hidden locales, unearthing secrets that others feared to touch, and navigating treacherous situations together. In those moments, laughter often filled the air as they celebrated small victories over drinks, sharing dreams and aspirations. Her passion for uncovering the truth inspired him beyond measure, while his unwavering loyalty provided her with the courage to press on. Together, they were unstoppable. A partnership forged in danger and reinforced by unshakable trust. As he reminisced about their shared adventures, Jason felt the weight of his promise to protect her more than ever before. Now that promise ignited a fire within him and the shadows of the criminal underworld. The kingpin emerged as a figure cloaked in fear and respect, known only as the Viper. He was a master manipulator who orchestrated a complex trafficking ring that spanned borders and left no trace. His brutal methods were infamous. Enemies vanished without a trace, while those who crossed him faced dire consequences. The Viper's empire operated with chilling precision, employing a network of loyal enforcers and corrupt officials to maintain his grip on power. His castle-like headquarters, nestled in a forgotten part of the city, served as both a fortress and a hub for illicit activities. Inside, the atmosphere buzzed with tension as his lieutenants reported on the latest operations, always wary of his unpredictable temper. With an iron fist, the Viper ruled his domain, and now he had taken Jason's partner, viewing her as a valuable pawn in his ruthless game. Jason knew he faced not just a man but an entire organization steeped in danger and deceit. Jason's phone buzzed violently on the bar counter, pulling him from his reverie. The caller ID displayed an unknown number, but something urged him to answer as he lifted the device to his ear. A voice crackled through, laced with urgency and fear that it was an informant from his past, someone who had once shared the underbelly of the city with him. "Jason, it's bad. Your partner has been taken by the Viper." The voice warned, each word slicing through the fog of nostalgia that surrounded him. A wave of emotions surged within him. Panic, rage, and a fierce determination to act. Memories of her laughter and bravery flashed before his eyes, reminding him of why he had always vowed to protect her. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Jason knew there was no time to waste. He had to mobilize quickly, not just for her sake, but also to confront the darkness that threatened to engulf them both once more. Jason wasted no time in preparing for the rescue mission. He transformed his modest apartment into a war room, covering the walls with maps and photos of the Viper's operations. Every detail mattered now. The stakes were too high. Jason kicked off his training regimen, pushing his body to its limits. Intense workouts that included combat drills, target practice, and agility exercises designed to sharpen his reflexes. He also reached out to former allies who had stood beside him in past battles. One by one, he reconnected with skilled operatives. A tech expert capable of hacking security systems, a sharpshooter with unmatched precision, and a street-savvy informant familiar with the trafficking underworld. Together, they formed a small but formidable team, each member driven by their own motives yet united by the same goal, bringing down the Viper and rescuing the woman who once inspired Jason to be more than just a fighter. Time was of the essence, and he felt the weight of urgency pushing him forward, with a plan in place. Jason plunged into the dark underbelly of the city, the atmosphere thick with danger, cloaked in a nondescript jacket. He prowled through dimly lit alleys and smoke-filled bars, discreetly gathering intelligence on the Viper's operations. Each encounter with shady characters and henchmen tested his instincts. He moved carefully, blending in while assessing their conversations for any valuable information at a seedy nightclub known to be a front for trafficking activities. He overheard snippets about shipments and hidden locations that piqued his interest. Suddenly, a trio of the Viper's enforcers closed in on him, their eyes glinting with suspicion. With quick reflexes, Jason dispatches them efficiently, reminding himself of the stakes. Each victory brought him closer to uncovering the truth, but it also heightened the risk as he ventured deeper into enemy territory, racing against time to save his partner from a fate unknown. After narrowly escaping the confrontation with the enforcers, Jason found himself in a dimly lit alley, where he met with a nervous informant named Leo, an ex-member of the Viper's crew. Leo had information that could change everything. With sweat beading on his forehead, he shared details about a hidden compound where Jason's partner was being held captive. "She's alive, but time is running out," Leo warned, his voice trembling. He explained that the Viper planned to move her soon, possibly to an even more secure location. Jason's heart raced as he absorbed the urgency of the situation. His partner was not just at risk, but her very life depended on his next actions. Fueled by a mix of fear and determination, he pressed Leo for more information about the compound's defenses and escape routes, understanding that this was the critical moment that could either lead to her salvation or failure in his mission. With the information Leo provided, Jason infiltrated the hidden compound under the cover of darkness as he moved silently through the labyrinthine hallways. Every instinct screamed at him to remain vigilant. Suddenly, he came face to face with Marco, a high-ranking enforcer in the Viper's organization. The tension crackled like electricity as they squared off, both men aware of what was at stake. The confrontation ignited a fierce battle, each combatant exchanging brutal blows. Jason fought fiercely, not just for his partner but to vanquish the psychological weight of past traumas that threatened to cloud his judgment. Marco taunted him, hurling insults that dug deep into Jason's psyche, reminding him of failures he had tried to forget. As their struggle unfolded, Jason's physical prowess clashed with Marco's cunning strategies, creating a tumultuous dance of violence and emotion. With each punch landed and every fall taken, Jason confronted not only his enemy but also the ghosts of his past. His drive for redemption fueling his every movement as he fought to emerge victorious. As Jason emerged victorious from his fierce battle with Marco, the adrenaline still coursing through his veins, he stumbled upon a hidden room within the compound. Inside, he discovered more than just the captives. There were blueprints detailing the Viper's sinister plans that reached far beyond trafficking. The documents revealed a network of corruption involving high-ranking officials and potential political targets, indicating that the Viper intended to destabilize entire regions for profit and power. A chilling realization gripped Jason as he recognized links to his own past. A mission gone awry years ago that had inadvertently put him on the Viper's radar. Now, saving his partner was no longer just about loyalty. It was intertwined with a larger scheme that threatened countless lives. With this new information weighing heavily on him, Jason understood that the stakes had escalated dramatically, complicating his mission and fueling an intense urgency to dismantle the Viper's empire once and for all. The tension reached a boiling point as Jason finally confronted the Viper in the heart of his underground lair. With sweat trickling down his brow and adrenaline surging, Jason charged forward, unleashing a flurry of punches that showcased his honed combat skills. The Viper countered with equal ferocity, his ruthless demeanor a stark contrast to Jason's determination to save his partner. The battle raged on amidst the chaos of gunfire and shattering glass, each movement echoing the stakes at hand. Jason ducked and weaved, using every ounce of training and instinct to stay one step ahead. Memories of his partner's courage fueled him as he fought with relentless resolve, landing powerful blows while dodging the kingpin's vicious strikes. As the two adversaries clashed, it was not just a fight for survival but a clash of ideologies. loyalty against betrayal, and the electrifying showdown. Jason knew that every punch thrown brought him closer to reclaiming not just his partner but also justice for all those victimized by the Viper's reign of terror. After a brutal confrontation with the Viper, Jason finally reached the area where his partner was held captive. With a final push fueled by adrenaline and desperation, he kicked open the heavy door to find her bound but alive. Their eyes locked in an instant, and the world outside faded away. "Jason?" she gasped, relief flooding her features. He rushed to her side, cutting through her restraints with trembling hands, each slice a promise to protect her from now on. Their reunion was charged with emotions. Years of longing and countless what-ifs collapsed into that moment as he pulled her into a tight embrace. Both felt the weight of their shared history and the unbreakable bond that had endured despite the years apart. No words were necessary. Only the understanding that love and loyalty had prevailed against unimaginable odds. Together, they would now confront whatever darkness lay ahead, united once more in their fight for justice and freedom. In the aftermath of their harrowing ordeal, Jason and his partner sat together on a rooftop overlooking the city, a serene moment after the chaos. The night sky was filled with stars, a stark contrast to the darkness they had just escaped. As they talked, the gravity of their experiences began to settle in. Both felt the scars left by the Viper's brutal actions. Jason reflected on how their shared trauma had reshaped them, deepening their bond yet also exposing vulnerabilities. They discussed the road ahead, acknowledging that while healing would take time, they could face it together. The feelings of fear and uncertainty were still fresh, but hope flickered amidst the shadows. This new beginning held promise for both of them, a chance to reclaim their lives and support each other in building a future where they could continue fighting for justice, not only for themselves but for others still trapped in darkness. Their journey was far from over, but now, they walked it hand in hand as Jason and his partner stood together, gazing at the city below. He felt a renewed sense of purpose stirring within him. Their ordeal had not only reignited their bond but also ignited a fierce determination to combat the atrocities of human trafficking that had haunted them both. Jason realized that this battle was bigger than just saving one person. It was about fighting against a pervasive darkness that continued to ensnare countless victims. He vowed to use his skills and connections to expose trafficking networks and hold those responsible accountable. The experience had transformed him, redefining his mission in life, and no longer would he operate solely as a protector for those he loved. He would become an advocate for the voiceless and a relentless opponent of evil in all its forms. Together, he and his partner would embark on this new path, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead in their quest for justice and freedom.